slightly invisible.
Based on the original Charlie and Lola stories, characters created by Lauren Child. I have this little sister, Lola. She is smart and very funny. She always wants to know what I'm up to, and she always wants to do what I am doing. She never wants to be anywhere without me.
Charlie, what are you doing right now? Can I come?
Most of the time, this is fine, but sometimes I just want to be by myself, on my own, with just Marv. Marv is my best friend, and usually we like spending our time looking for strange and tricky creatures. Lola does not think this is fun.
It's kind of boring, actually.
Last week, Marv and I were busy floating in outer space looking for Martians, and Lola stepped on our spaceship. We had to walk all the way back to Earth.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And one time, when we had just discovered this amazing sea monster at the bottom of the ocean, Lola says she wanted to take it for a ride in her cart.
It'll only take a minute.
And yesterday, just when Marv and I were creeping up on the most strange and terrifying tricky creature in the universe, Lola's rabbit made a squeaking noise and he ran off.
Oh, so sorry.
So this time, I say, today, Lola, just for once, I want to play with Marv by myself on my own. You see, we are inventing a very inventive invention.
Oh, what is it?
Says Lola. It's top secret, I say.
What's it top secret for?
Says Lola. It's a potion for helping us catch strange and tricky creatures, says Marv.
Oh,
says Lola.
How does it do that?
By turning you invisible, Marv says.
Oh,
says Lola.
Would you like to maybe have a tea party instead?
No, Lola. Lola, I say, will you stop bothering us and interrupting?
Lola says, I will not do bothering and I will not do interrupting. You won't even know I am here.
So, Marv and I invent an invisibility potion. It is made from pink milk, a tiny drop of banana, and a secret invisible ingredient that no one except us can see. We leave it in the fridge and we have sailed twice around the world and seen some extremely strange creatures, but not one single tricky one. We decide to have a snack. Sailing around the world can make you quite peckish. But when we go into the kitchen, we get a bit of a fright because there is a strange and terrifyingly tricky creature looking very hungry indeed. There is no escape. We quickly open the fridge door to grab our invisibility potion, but we find that someone has already drunk it. Oh, Lola! Lola! I shout, what have you done with the potion? But Lola is nowhere to be seen. We look everywhere, but all we can hear is a tiny voice. It sounds as if it's coming from a long way away. Where are you? I shout.
I'm over here. You probably cannot see me because I'm invisible.
But when I look under Mum and Dad's bed, there she is, talking away. Who are you talking to? I say.
Oh, my friend, Soren Lawrenson,
says Lola. I say, Lola, did you drink our invisibility potion? Lola says,
oh, I only had a small sip. Soren Lawrenson had much more than I did. That's why he is more invisible than me.
I say, you are not invisible, not even one bit.
Oh, how do you know?
Says Lola. Because we can see you, of course, says Marv. And Lola says, you can only see me because you know what I look like. You can't see Soren Lorentzen at all. That's because there is no such person as Soren Lorentzen, I say. Well, if there is no such person, then who ate all the cookies? Says Lola. Marv says, what? Your friend Soren Lorentzen ate all the cookies? Lola says, oh yes, I'm afraid Soren Lorentzen is quite greedy. Lola, I say, now we will never catch the most strange and terrifying tricky creature in the universe.
Oh, why not?
Says Lola. Because we can't creep up on him, says Marv.
Oh, don't worry,
says Lola. Soren Lorentzen will catch him. Really, I say.
Oh, yes,
says Lola.
All you need is a tea set and a little cat and also a rabbit, of course.
Really, I say.
Oh, yes, and you must absolutely get 1 or 3 glasses of pink milk too.
What, all the pink milk? Says Marv.
Yes, completely,
says Lola. So we set off to find the most strange and terrifying tricky creature in the universe. I say, what is the tea set for, Lola?
And she says, oh, tricky creatures love tea.
And Marv says, what is a rabbit for, Lola?
And Lola says, oh, to stop the creature from gobbling you up. Tricky creatures are frightened of rabbits.
I say, but we do not need a little cart.
Lola says, well, that's for the pink milk, of course. And
Marv says, what is the pink milk for, Lola?
And Lola says, oh, you'll see, you will see.
Soon we find ourselves right in the middle of a deep, dark forest where the most strange and terrifyingly tricky creature lives. And Lola whispers, shh,
Soren Lorentzen is talking, and he says we must be extremely quiet. Don't even make a squeak.
I can't hear him talking, says Marv.
I can't hear him, and you can't hear him because he is invisible,
says Lola. You can hear invisible people, I say.
Lola says, not Soren Lorentzen because his voice is invisible too.
Marv says, there are no such things as invisible voices.
Lola says, if there are no such thing as invisible voices, then why can't you hear him?
Shh, I say.
Something's coming.
And then there he is, the most strange and terrifyingly tricky creature in the universe, about to gobble us up.
Show him the rabbit,
says Lola. And just like that, we have caught him. And there is no escape for the most strange and terrifyingly tricky creature in the universe.
See,
shouted Lola.
I told you Soren Lorentzen knew how to catch the most strange and tricky creatures.
How did he do it? I say.
Well, says Lola, everybody loves tea parties.
So who gets to drink the pink milk? Says Marv.
Oh, that is for Soren Lorentzen, says Lola. Catching strange and tricky creatures makes him quite thirsty. Now, says Lola, it was fun to play with you and Marv, but please do not do anything bothering or interrupting. Soren Lorentzen, would like to drink his pink milk all by himself, and with just me, of course, on his own. Thank you. The end.